Hey, dreamers, I am feeling a little under the weather, so please forgive my voice. I didn't want to miss doing this dream interpretation, though, for you guys this week. I did consider it, but I really want to bring this dream to you. So hopefully you can hear me okay. All right. So this one is from June 1st of 2020, and I'm going to read it through and then I'll go through the key details with you. I touched on this what day this week? One of the middle days this week. My dream about going back to Walmart. So here we go. I'm walking into a Sam's Club. I'm determined to get to my destination with my cart, and I'm deciding if I should cut people off to do it. I'm a little ambitious in my pursuit. A series of folding tables get set up right where there is a turn in my path. People are setting it up to eat together, and the long line of tables is directly in my path. I wonder if I should take a right down an aisle to get around the obstacle, but I decide to head right towards it, determined to pick up my cart and lift it over the table to get to the other side. There are people at the table that I know. They are Walmart people, and I am stopping in my pursuit to talk to them. They tell me a woman from my Walmart past is marrying a younger man. This woman was possibly named Pepper, or another odd name like that, and I was trying to validate with those I was speaking to that I was thinking of the right people. I asked if she was the one with the red hair. I imagined her as an older white woman with red hair, and her betrothed as a young Kurdish, I believe. I remember thinking I must have the people wrong because they simply do not match. It felt too odd, wrong even. An old American woman marrying a young Kurdish boy would never be allowed in the Kurdish community. Young Kurdish boys are married off in arranged marriages to young Kurdish girls for family reasons. It's an unnatural match I couldn't reconcile. Okay, so this dream came to pass in December of 23, 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Let me break this down for you. All right, the first part is kind of revealing of what God was dealing with in my heart, and it said where I'm talking about thinking about cutting people off in order to get to what I'm pursuing, and I'm a little ambitious in my pursuit. What God is trying to show me is that there's something wrong in my heart. Like, I'm going after the destiny He has for me, but I'm being really ambitious and potentially will run people over to do it. That is not a good state for my heart, and God was taking care of it. All right, then a series of folding tables get set up right where there's a turn in my path, and this is really important. And really became most revealed after my late husband Aaron died. So first, they're folding tables. What do you use a folding table for? It's a temporary thing. You put up folding tables as a temporary holding spot. So it was showing that this coming across my path was going to be temporary, okay? And then the fact that it was right at the turn in my path. So what this shows actually is that this temporary place of me going back to Walmart was coming right before Aaron was going to die, right? And my life was going to change. It was going to take a dramatic turn. Is that not amazing? Amazing that the dream was showing this. And of course, at this point in my study of dreams, I don't think, at least in my experience, God would let me know when my husband was going to die like that. Like right after Walmart. You see what I'm saying? But the metaphor is there so that later I can take comfort in knowing that we serve a God that is sovereign and truly does know our future. Okay, that's from my perspective. I know we don't all look to God for these things, but for me, that is my perspective on that. Okay, next. Let's go down to, okay, so the people are setting up to eat together. That's community. And the long line of tables goes directly in my path, so it's perceived to be something in my way. I wonder if I should take a right down an aisle to get around the obstacle. You can see how I feel about God sending me back into retail at Walmart. I feel it's an obstacle, and I did in reality. I was I had a hard time with it, you know. In the end, gosh, the people I met there, I will care. They're gonna be my friends for the rest of life. Like, I'm so glad I did it. But I'm just telling you, my heart at the time, this dream was reflecting what would happen, 2 years later, 3 years later. Okay. But I decide to head right towards it, determining to pick up my cart and lift it over the table to the other side. And here's what happened in reality. So I finally, I realize that I'm going back to Walmart. I go back to Walmart. I go head on into it, man. And I'm like, I'm going. This is what you want. This is what I'm going to do. But my plan is just to get through it so fast. Like, just push my buggy over it. Like, I'm just waiting every second for God to be like, okay, that's the end. Now I get to leave retail again. It's not what happened. I was there for a year and a half. But again, the dream is revealing the state of my heart. Okay. Here's where we get to the good stuff. There are people at the table that I know. They're Walmart people, and I am stopped in my pursuit to talk to them. And that's so important. God was showing that this is there for a purpose, and not just for me, although mostly for me. My heart had to be changed, and Walmart changed it for me in a very positive way this second time around. But also there were people there that needed me. And I'm glad I was there for them. Okay, so I stopped to talk to them. That's where my heart starts to change, even in the dream. They tell me a woman from my Walmart past is marrying a younger man. This woman is possibly named Pepper. So Pepper means quick-tempered. It can mean other things, but for the purposes of this dream, quick-tempered. And I'm going to talk to you about that. And okay, let's skip there. So basically, I'm looking and I'm seeing, okay, so this is the Kurdish community. And truly, when I went back to Walmart, it's just Kurdish are everywhere. When I worked with Walmart the first time, I had a store that I was at where there was a lot of Kurdish, and that's how I fell in love with them, honestly, as a community and as a people. When I went back to Walmart, they had grown even more, and I was so blown away at how many Kurdish were there at the Franklin Walmart where I was, and it just made me really happy. And this dream was showing me that that's what would happen. Like, I would go back to this community that I love so much, and I would stop and I would talk to them and I would do life with them. And I'm so grateful for it. Here's what this is talking about. So I end the dream with, it's an unnatural match I couldn't reconcile. And here's how that played out. And this is not against anyone. It's part of what God was dealing with in me as well. The first time I was with Walmart, I went all the way up through store manager. My final year with them, I was a facilitator. But all the way through store manager in retail, for those that have done it before, it can have a really harsh side effect. I was 18 when I started with the company, and I grew up with them. They really raised me, in my opinion. And with the beautiful benefits of who I am today because of that also came this harshness. And we thought, or I was trained, that to get things done in retail, you had to be tough and you had to be harsh, and quick-tempered was sometimes looked at as a positive. But it wasn't, of course, and that's part of what God was removing from me, taking me back for that year and a half that I was there. What I did notice, though, is it's also part of what was happening in the community of people that I was reintroduced to, that there was a lot of quick tempers, and it wasn't positive, and it wasn't good, and I couldn't reconcile it in my heart. And I think that just shows the reality of where I was at. Like I was saying, that maybe retail had done to that people group what it had done to me. And that's something that can hopefully be reversed. It's not what retail should be. It's not what it has to be. It is a tough job. And it does take a lot of self-reflection, patience, and mercy and grace to do differently. And God really showed me over that year and a half that I was back with Walmart how to do it differently. And I'm so grateful. I'm a different person a year and a half later than I was when I got there, 100%. I'm also a different person today than I was before my 15 and a half years with Walmart. They are a very positive influence on my life. And through that last year and a half that I had with them before my husband died, it became even more positive because some of maybe the negative things I had picked up were drawn out of me. I saw, like it shows in here, that I did not like the quick temper that I was coming back to, that I was seeing again, and therefore I was going to be different. It really changed me. So that's the dream for this week. Please write anything in the comments, any questions you have, any comments just on how you feel. I hope you guys are enjoying these weekly dreams, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.